America, we got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. Hey, here we go, Wednesday. Two things. I'm going to jump right into it. I am now a Democrat, and these cowardly Republicans remain a chaotic, incompetent mess. So let me start at the top, and welcome TikTok. Welcome, everybody. I became a Democrat yesterday. Yesterday, I joined the Democratic Party. I am a Democrat. Still sounds a little strange. Sounds cool. I'm awesome. I'm excited about it. Yesterday, I officially became a Democrat. As all of you know, I left the Republican Party 5 years ago. I'd been a Republican for life, left the Republican Party 5 years ago, had been an independent, a political independent for the past 5 years. But yesterday I said, nope, I'm a Democrat. I'm going to do it. And here's why. Simply, I love this country. I love everything about this country. I love the history of this country. I've taught American government. I've taught American history. I love this country. We've got two major political parties. We are a two-party country. And here's the drill. One of our two major political parties, the Republican Party, my former political party, is a real and direct threat to the basic founding principles of this country that I love. This Republican Party, Trump's Republican Party, is a threat to democracy. It's a threat to pluralism. It is a threat to freedom, and it is a threat to the rule of law. So there we sit. Here we sit, America. Two parties. One of our parties is a direct threat, attacks these founding American principles every single day. Democracy, freedom, and the rule of law, the Constitution, every single day. And we've got another party, the Democratic Party, that for all of their faults, for all of their warts, for all of their flaws, the Democratic Party embraces democracy, freedom, pluralism, and the rule of law. So here I sit, right? This is where I've sat the last 5 years. I've got one party, my former party, that's become utterly un-American. I mean, if you oppose democracy, if you don't support basic election results, if you're okay with doing away the Constitution because you've got a tyrant in the White House who you worship, you're un-American. You are un-American if you oppose the basic founding principles that started this country. And this is what we've had with this Republican Party under the cult leader, Donald Trump. And I've got a Democratic Party who I just, disagree on a number of policy issues with, but I've never doubted where the Democratic Party is on our basic founding American principles. And so for the past 5 years as an independent, I've been doing everything I can do to help defeat Republican candidates, to help defeat Trump, to help defeat Trumpism and MAGA. And I've been supporting Democratic candidates for the past 5 years. I worked my butt off for Joe Biden in 2020. I worked my butt off for Kamala Harris in 2024 because it was just obvious to me. One party is anti-democracy. The other party embraces democracy. I don't care where you are on immigration reform right now, or even healthcare policy right now, or, should we give aid more, keep giving aid to Ukraine or not? All important issues. But for me, it's always come down to that. One party is anti-democracy, one party is pro-democracy. Well, I'm with the party that's pro-democracy. That's the Democratic Party. So in a weird way, I've been a temporary Democrat for the past 5 years. I decided yesterday to just make it permanent, make it official. And I know it may seem strange to a lot of folk, right? Because I'm a former Tea Party guy. I was never a Republican Party establishment. I was a Republican Party hellraiser. I was a Tea Party guy. And in 14 years to move from Tea Party to the Democratic Party, what a story that is. From the Tea Party to the Democratic Party in 14 years. That's like, that on its own should tell all of us how unprecedented these political times are right now. For me to make that journey, like, these are unprecedented times, and they are because, again, look where I started this morning. These are unprecedented times. We have a tyrant in the White House. The very thing our founders feared sits in the White House. He controls a political party that's a real direct threat to democracy and the rule of law. Okay, these are dangerous, unprecedented times that I think call for all of us to do unprecedented things. Me, Joe Walsh, Tea Party guy, becoming a Democrat is pretty damn unprecedented. But to me, it's easy. Because, look, the one constant in my journey from Tea Party to Democratic Party these past 14 years, the constant thread has always been the reverence I've always had for our founding principles. I was Tea Party because I fear authoritarian government. I fear a king. I was Tea Party because I believe in freedom, democracy, and the rule of law more than anything else. So we're at a point where I'm now a Democrat. I'm a conservative Democrat. According to today's labels, I'm a conservative. I was a conservative a month ago. I was a conservative a year ago. I was a conservative 5 years ago. I was a conservative 14 years ago. I was a conservative Republican. The Republican Party is no longer conservative. The Republican Party is authoritarian. I'm still a conservative. And now I'm proudly a conservative Democrat. Proudly. Because the other thing I've learned over the years, and many of you know this, way back in the day, I used to be a political asshole. I used to be a jerk. I felt so strongly in the stuff I believed in. I went to Washington to blow it up and tear it down way before Trump did. I said a bunch of stuff I regret. I did a bunch of stuff I regret. I was divisive. I was a jerk. And that helped lead to Trump. I've been on a mission the past 7 years to help heal that divide that I helped to create. But along the way, I gained an appreciation for decency, a renewed appreciation for decency and tolerance and understanding. I learned again how important decency and tolerance and understanding are to our politics. And again, we have two political parties right now. Only one of our two political parties embraces decency, the Democratic Party. Only one of our two political parties embraces tolerance, the Democratic Party embraces understanding, the Democratic Party. None of those three virtues point to today's Republican Party. Today's Republican Party is cruel. Today's Republican Party is dishonest. I mean, the leader of today's Republican Party is a fucking pathological liar. Lies every time he opens his mouth, and Republicans worship him. Today's Republican Party, sadly, is the utter antithesis of decency and tolerance and understanding. So again, two parties. And by the way, I'm not someone who's going to stay out of the political fight. I could have chosen to be a commentator and just be a conservative commentator and go on CNN and wherever and talk about what Trump's doing and the political whatever of the day. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that. I still want to be in the political fight. And so to be in the political fight means, okay, the political fight of our times now is to save our democracy, to save the rule of law, to persevere, to preserve what's always made this country great. I want to remain in that political fight. To remain in that political fight, that means MAGA and this party, this Republican Party, must be defeated. That means to help defeat it, I must become a Democrat. I must do all I can to help the Democratic Party succeed and win. And again, at one level, this is even me, Tea Party Joe Walsh, saying this, it wasn't a big leap for me to become a Democrat, to come out yesterday and announce, come out of the closet yesterday and announce I am formally a Democrat now. In a way, it was really easy because remember, decency, tolerance, understanding, pluralism, freedom, democracy, the rule of law. Democratic Party embraces all of that. The Republican Party, this Republican Party, opposes all of that. So of course, I'm going to be there with the Democrats. And I want to be there with the Democrats because I want to help the Democrats learn how to fight. I want to help the Democrats talk to and be real again, righteously pissed off. I want to help the Democrats win. And I think I can do that in a much better way by being a conservative Democrat. Two final points. But in a way, the decision to become a Democrat was hard because I will be a conservative Democrat. And when it comes to policy issues, we're not always on, sort of joined at the hip. As a conservative Democrat, I'll have respectful disagreements with progressive Democrats on certain policies. But again, we'll try to find common ground, right? No doubt about that. I'm still a conservative. I'm still a huge gun rights guy. I'm still a huge balanced budget guy, fiscally responsible guy. I'm still a huge let's do all we can to keep the tax burden, especially our tax burden on middle-class Americans, as low as possible. I'm still a small L libertarian who believes in freedom and a lean, efficient, effective government. I'm not some big government Democrat, by the way. Today's Republican Party is a big government Republican Party. So yeah, there'll be issues where Joe Walsh and AOC will disagree. That's okay. I'll say this. Listening over the last 5 to 7 years, having conversations with people who don't think like me, I've learned on a number of issues. I've opened my eyes on a number of issues. I've learned from talking to Democrats. on LGBTQ issues and climate change and structural racism, and how government needs to play a part in helping to provide for the neediest and most vulnerable in our society. Believe all that. And I've gained an appreciation for that. I'm a border hawk still, but I've gained an appreciation for a more comprehensive immigration reform. So Democrats on policy have rubbed off on me, and I've opened my eyes and learned. Final point. Somebody, Kiko, I wish there was a third party. There ain't no third party coming now. Not going to happen. No, we've got two. And if you want one to succeed, you got to back that political party. My God, I don't agree with a lot of my now Democratic colleagues on a number of issues, but I'm with them hip to hip, because that party, the Republican Party, is a threat to everything we hold dear in this country. So you're a progressive Democrat, a moderate Democrat, or a conservative Democrat like me. We all got to be in this together. And that leads to my final point. I am now a Democrat, proudly a Democrat, humbly a Democrat. Democrats have to fight. I've been a fighter my whole life. I fight too much. I've fought too much. I ain't going to stop. I'm a fighter. I've always fought for what I believed in. The Democratic Party needs to fight. If there was ever a moment in our country's history where America is crying out for a fighting Democratic Party, that moment is now. Last thing I'll say, got to be a big tent. Democratic Party, to win, you got to be a big tent. To succeed, Democratic Party, you have to. We have to. Caught myself, TikTok. To succeed and win, Democrats, we have to be a huge tent. That means a tent big enough for a conservative like Joe Walsh and a progressive like AOC. To win, to defeat MAGA, to win, to defeat Trump and Trumpism, the Democratic Party has to be a really big tent. And by becoming a Democrat, as I did yesterday, and I can't tell a lie, one of the reasons I did it was to model and help demonstrate to every Democrat in this country how much I believe in this notion of a huge tent. Democrats, we have to decide, are we willing to put certain policy differences aside for as long as it takes to defeat Trump, Trumpism, and MAGA, or not? I think we have to put certain policy differences to the side for as long as it takes to defend democracy and the rule of law. And we Democrats, and that's going to take a big tent. We Democrats have to decide if we're willing to be that big tent. I hope and think we will. By the way, I wrote a piece on Substack yesterday explaining in great detail why I became a Democrat. Check it out. Go to my Substack, socialcontractwithjoewalsh.substack.com. Go there, read the piece. It's open to everybody. Read the piece. I think it's called From the Tea Party to the Democratic Party. Read it. It'll explain to you why I did what I did. One final point. Now I say this as a Democrat. My former party is full of a bunch of cowards, not Republican voters. I'm talking about Trump's a coward. I'm talking about his Republican court members in Congress are cowards who've utterly sold their souls to Trump. And now they find themselves in a big old mess. Elon Musk yesterday came out against the big, beautiful bill. Elon Musk comes out against the big, beautiful bill because it doesn't do anything about the debt and the deficit. How ironic, because Doge, the chaotic, dangerous, cruel mess that Doge hasn't done and was never going to do anything about the debt and the deficit. So there's Elon Musk coming out yesterday and going after Trump and his big, beautiful bill. Elon doesn't give a damn about the debt. Trump doesn't give a damn about the debt. But what's hilarious is watching now the Republicans chaotically and incompetently fight among themselves to try to salvage this big, beautiful bill. They've got to do it before the August recess. It adds to the deficit. It adds to the debt. It goes after the neediest in our society and helps the wealthy. I'm about helping everybody. It's a bad, horrible bill. It's not a big, beautiful bill. But Republicans, because they really don't stand for anything anymore except, I love you, Donald Trump. I love you, Donald Trump. I mean, that's the Republican Party platform. Now they got a big old bill that they got to pass to keep the government funded in every other which way. And they're fighting with each other. And Elon Musk came out yesterday and said, I don't like it. And now Republicans don't know what to do, because who do they answer to? Their cult leader, Donald Trump, or their biggest financial benefactor, Elon Musk? This is where Republicans are now. Who do we follow? Who do we worship? Our leader, our dear leader, Donald Trump, or the guy who gives us all the money, Elon Musk? It's going to be fun to work out, or it's going to be fun to watch how it works out. But for the rest of us, America, sad, pathetic, incompetent, and dangerous. And just the latest reason why this Republican Party, my former party, should not be in power. Thanks for listening, everybody. If you want to email me, do email me. TikTok, email me, shoot me an email. The Social Contract with Joe Walsh at gmail.com. All one word, the Social Contract with Joe Walsh at gmail.com. I am now a proud member of the Democratic Party. I'm still a conservative, and it's fine. Join me. Thanks for listening, everybody. Be brave. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract with